Welcome to First and 10. I'm Simone Eli.
And I'm Joe Emer. The 2013 season blasting off tonight. We've got highlights from 15 games, score updates from many more.
Keep it locked here for all that action, kicking off with our Game of the Week. All right, Russell's going to join us live right about now.
Yeah, in just a second, one of the newest rivalries in our area is quickly becoming one of the best, Ruffle. We're talking about Daphne and Spanish Fort, separated by just 4 miles, but connected by greatness. We're talking about championships. Russell, what you got?
Hey, Joe, you're absolutely right. Two very prestigious organizations here. This is becoming a lot of fun. These two teams squaring off for week 1 matchups. Another classic here in the making in a packed house at Jubilee Stadium. Let's take you to the highlights and get you caught up. Right now, we're late in the 4th quarter. We start with some emotion tonight. Assistant coach J.C. Todd for Daphne being walked onto the field with his players. Great moment. Reminds us what's most important. Tyler Johnson, Spanish Fort quarterback, he's hooking up with Hunter Wood. Hunter named a team captain in this game. 6-3 to that point after the missed extra point later in the first half. For Spanish Fort, Michael Howard up the gut, and he's gone, folks. 12-3. Spanish Fort would try for 2. That's no good, but a good ball game shaping up here. Now, Daphne hadn't really done much offensively until this, a punch in the mouth. Brandon Purdue ends up with the ball on the reverse down the right side. He gets a big chunk of yardage before being tripped up from behind, but he's down in Spanish Fort territory. And from there, Zach Morgan in at quarterback. He connects with TJ Reed, the running back, on a swing pass. 12-10 at the half, and we have ourselves a ball game. But Spanish Fort comes out in the 3rd quarter ready to play. Johnston handing to Trey Shable. This looked like a fumble to me and pretty much everyone in the stadium, but ruled down, so Spanish Fort gets another chance. Johnston, keeper around the left side and in. 19-10, back open by Spanish Fort, but the Trojans would come back. Morgan with a keeper of his own. 19-17 Toros, and that is where we stand right now. I'm going to give you guys a live look at the action right now. 19-17 Spanish Fort with just over 3 minutes left. Spanish Fort is driving, trying to score, take the lead. A field goal gives them a 1-point lead. A touchdown gives them a good lead here late in the game. So we'll let you know how this drive ends, guys.
Yeah, always a great matchup over there. Both teams champions in 2010. Last year, Spanish Fort defending champions, driving with the ball right now. We're going to check back in with Russell later to get the update on our game of the week.
Cannot wait to see how that one ends up. Nonetheless, from one returning champ to another, the UMS Wright Bulldogs took home the 4A state title last season. But perhaps none of that 4A competition is as tough as the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets, who didn't lose a game in the regular season last year. Two good teams out at the lip tonight. 4A UMS entering 6A McGill, and Yellow Jackets would win the coin toss and defer. So here we go. Opening kick, first play of the season for these two schools, right? And check this out. Running back Troy Dixon is off to the races. My camera couldn't even keep up with him. He would go untouched, 83 total yards to put the Bulldogs up 7-0 right out of the gates on the road. But Jackets head coach Bart Sessions not happy, but you know they're not letting down. Let's check this out. Harry Satterwhite, play action. He's got an arm, gonna find Will Young downfield. That'll tie this game at 7. Fans getting pumped up for their blackout here. McGill definitely wanting to take UMS out at home, but UMS not going to give in. Gunnar Roach, quarterback, going to punch one in, give the Bulldogs the lead, 14-7. Let's take a look at the score here. Right now, tied up in the 4th quarter at 35. And let's take a look over at St. Paul's and Fairhope. Saints making their entrance, wanting a win in week 1 here. St. Paul's dominating the field. First touchdown, Hayden Parr, quarterback sneak, and later, Parr again hands off to Austin Pearson, breaks several tackles, takes it down to the 2-yard line, which will set up another score. This time, Parr hands off to B.J. Edmonds, runs it in for the 2nd touchdown of the night. They go for 2, but no score. Score at halftime would be 12-0. And right now, Fairhope leading, clearly coming back 22-12 in the 4th quarter.
All right, it's a comeback season for the Murphy Panthers, not just for the football team who missed the playoffs for the first time in 9 years last year, but more importantly for the entire school. Last Christmas, a tornado ripped through Midtown and tore apart several buildings on the Murphy campus. The damage was so bad, students had to finish the school year at Clark Shaw Magnet School. But the school was rebuilt better than ever. Classes are back in session, and tonight, the Panthers took the field. And the players took the field. And you know what the kids say these days, Simone?
What's that, Joe?
Well, all you got to do is listen in. Turn up, turning it up on offense right away. DePriest Turner to Cameron May. That guy is incredible. More from him later. The ref likes it, and so does his teammate Sam Dixon. Right up the gut. Murphy up 7-0. Now I mentioned May. How about this play? Makes the catch. Whoop. Nope. Peace. By 3 guys, and then takes the punishing hit. Nevertheless, he gets up and says, "I like football." Then it's Dixon again off the May, up over the top, crosses the goal line, 14-0. Now watch this play, Simone. This is craziness. DePriest Turner lets the snap go right through his hands, but he's like, it's no problem. I'm just going to pick it up and run with it. 47 yards to the end zone. Panthers out of the gate quickly, 21-0 at that point. And you know what? After a rough year, the fans have a reason to celebrate again. Panthers rolling. Let's check out the score right now in the fourth. 54-6. That actually is a fourth quarter score right now. Let's move on to LaFleur at Blunt and take a look at this one. Cheerleaders always excited. It's their first game of the season too. You got to keep those shoes pearly white.
And they are. Defensive
stop here for the Rattlers. Malik Campbell, Demetrius Vaughn gets stuffed for the 5-yard loss. Nice D in this one. Now it's Malik Campbell. He says, well, if that doesn't work, I might as well keep it. So he runs to the outside, and he is around the corner for the 10-yard pickup. Now it's 3rd down and 15 to go to the end zone. Campbell to Joshua Brown, but he is stopped. Seconds remain before the half. Malik Campbell pass is complete, but they are stopped again. A defensive battle at this point. Let's see what the score is right now. 44-0. Blunt. So no longer a defensive battle as they put the hurting on at that point. All right, moving along to Saraland at Faith Academy. And as of right now, we don't have the highlights of this one, so we're just going to wing it. Drop it back, going deep. And what a pickup there. And it's not just a pickup, it is going into the end zone for the touchdown. So a big gain there. And I'm thinking that probably put him up 7, but I'm not 100% sure. Here we go with the handoff, the fake. And that is outside to the corner.
Check this play out, Joe. He steps out of bounds clearly here, but nonetheless, they're going to let him go, and he's going to score there. Unbelievable. They did not catch that.
Yeah, you know, you should probably watch it out of bounds line. It's there for a reason.
Just saying. Now, John Ward back, throws to wide receiver Dylan Young, who's going to take it all the way. Touchdown for Saraland. Saraland would lead 14-7. And here is a total blowout in the fourth here. Saraland 52, Faith Academy 12.
All right, moving on to Theodore at Baldwin County. We'll start with first quarter action because the action gets going in the first quarter, the beginning. Baldwin County with the ball. Andre Davis puts him up 7-0 with the touchdown run. Now about halfway through the first. Theodore's LaMichael Perrin takes off 40 yards. No one even close to him for the touchdown, all tied up at 7. Now, a few minutes left in the first. Baldwin's quarterback, Andre Davis, 70 yards on the run. You know, we only have 30 minutes in the show, so we got to put some of these in fast motion.
Real fast.
Yeah, you know, you got to do that because we've got a time limit, folks, and that led to this. Jaqueen Finch for the touchdown, 13-7. Baldwin County at that point. So that is kind of an upset brewing in the making. But let's take a look at the score and see if they held on. They did not. Theodore comes back 38-19. The final. Bobcats 1-0. All right, moving on to MGM at Robertsdale. Cheerleaders getting fired up for the game. There's Robertsdale in the maroon and gold. And let's take a look. Faking everybody out and going deep down the sidelines. That is a touchdown. Faked her camera guy out for a little bit, but then he caught back up with it. So mad props. Mad props. All right. QB sneak, fakes a handoff, goes through the middle, finally dragged down, but he's dragged down in the end zone, so that counts as a touchdown, folks. All right, Robertsdale back with the ball again, drops back and hits his receiver to the outside, who pulls a Zach Morris and calls timeout. And everything just stops on the screen. It's incredible. What they do next is they go to the scoreboard to see where this one is at. 45-21. That is the final. Robertsdale gets on the board with a victory. Still to come on 1st and 10, football kicks off in Florida. We'll take you to a big Week 1 matchup. Plus, lots more action from Alabama, including an epic battle last night between Viger and Davidson. You're watching 1st and 10.